When I say stop publishing new blog posts, all I'm telling you is that before you publish another blog post, ask yourself, the existing blog posts, are they delivering on what you intended them to deliver? Are they achieving the goal that you wanted them to achieve when you are publishing them? Because sometimes you're going to start publishing, and along the journey you don't know what you are achieving. And that's why you need to follow up. You want to ask yourself, after publishing today, what happens after a week? What happens after a month? What happens after 3 months? What happens after 6 months? And what happens after 1 year of publishing that piece of content that you are publishing? So why do you want to do that? Because publishing is one thing, and getting results from published content is an entirely different matter. And you want to follow up, and when following up, you want to see, are there impressions? And before you even think of impression, think about this. Did you share? Did you promote this content? Did you distribute this content? How many impressions did you get? How many clicks did you get? How many sessions did you generate from this content that you have published? So that is where analytics come into place. And analytics is not this complex word. It is the act of knowing. It's simply the maths, the numbers that follow what you do today. If there are no impressions, there are question marks. Did you distribute this content enough? Did you do enough to this content? So when I say stop publishing content, that is exactly what I want you to do. To stop publishing new content until you have made sure that the existing content is achieving the results that you intended it to achieve. If it is not, then you go back and you ask yourself, what did I do wrong? And this is where you have a quick checklist. And I will talk about this quick checklist very quickly. And let's use the Google Console because it is the most widely used when it comes to publishing content and looking at the results, looking at the metrics, looking at the analytics. The first thing you want to just go to your Google Console and look at what you have published. You're going to see a page that is talking about the number of pages that are indexed, the number of pages that are not indexed, there are reasons why they are not indexed, and all these, and those that are indexed, then you are asking yourself, you click on them and you look at the performance of each and every content. The figures that you're interested is this content ranking for the keyword that you optimized for? If it is not, then there are question marks. You compare your content with your competitors. You want to know, why are you not ranking? Because if your competitors are doing better, you want to know what is it that they are doing better. Do they have longer content? Do they have a more authoritative content? Are they showing experience, expertise? Do they look like they are trustworthy for that topic? Because eventually it is about experience, expertise, authority, and trust. If those things are not there in your content, then there are question marks. There is a problem. And how do you know that? How do you know whether you are meeting all these goals or whether you are achieving all these? How do you know? How do you check for all these factors? Now, inside your Google Console, you're going to find significant metrics. And the most important one that I want you to look at is impressions. If there are impressions, you compare impressions versus clicks. If you are having a very high number of impressions and you're not getting clicks, there is a problem. If you're getting so many clicks and if you look at the sessions, the average sessions are low, then it tells you that your content did not engage this audience. And if it did not engage this audience will probably have issues continuing to interact with this content. So that is where now you're going to be looking at the hallmarks of a good piece of content. A good piece of content will at least bring them on board. So that is where SEO and all those things come into place. Then your title is going to make that person click on it. So the title has to be right. It has to come out correctly. And after the title, this person comes to your website. And now they are on your website. Now, what is it that you do to ensure that that person sticks around? Now that is where now you create engaging content. Engaging content in today's terms will include visuals. It will include graphics. It will include elements that are going to show, not just tell. So you notice that pieces of content that have visuals, they have information, graphics, they have steps, they have demos, they have videos. Those pieces of content are doing better today. They retain audience better than any other type of content. And that is something that you want to look forward to. So when you are evaluating your content, you want to look at, is this content good enough? And that is where you're not going to publish new content until you've made sure that you are in a position to compete with the people in that industry, with the people who want to rank for the same keywords that you're going for. I usually have a very simple rule of the thumb. If you have optimized any piece of content for a specific keyword, especially for local keywords, those are keywords that are intended for local consumers, for example, service companies. If you have optimized for that keyword and you're not appearing in the top 10 positions for that keyword within 6 months, then your content did not do its purpose. It did not achieve its goal. Because however competitive these markets are, it's very difficult for you to do good content, a piece of content. And when I'm talking about, notice that I'm using the word piece of content. It will not be necessarily be a blog. It can be a video, it can be a thread, it can be a series of pictures, whatever it is. Or it can be a combination of all the three, because a combination of all the three is doing magic out there. Because people want to see, people want to interact, people want to, they don't want to be told, they want to see it happening, they want to sometimes try it. So if your content is achieving those three things, then your content is ready for more content. So you're going to look at the existing pages, you're going to look at every existing section, you're going to look at everything about that content. You're going to compare it, and you're going to put yourself in the shoes of a typical person who is looking for that specific service or product. And you're going to ask, what is it that I need to know? If there is something that I need to know, then I will include it in this content. And I'll not just include it, I'll make sure that I have included it in a way that I would have wanted to consume it. So if your blogs need videos, then you're going to provide them more videos. If your blogs need more pictures, then you're going to show more pictures on that blog. If your blog needs more sections, more answers, more questions and answers areas, then you're going to do that. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to achieve the goal that you intended to achieve. So optimize existing headings, talking about sections, make sure that everything is there. If you have noticed that that keyword has a featured snippet, go ahead and write that featured snippet. Find a way to nail it. Make sure that it is perfect. So go to your search console, look at the last 30 days, look at the last 3 months, look at the last 6 months. Because that is where you want to look at your content. You want to make sure that sometimes you're going to achieve significant results in the first 30 days after publishing. But after some time, you're going to notice that this content will start diminishing. More competitors are going to publish. And they're not just going to publish, they're going to improve their content, those that are existing. And when they do that, then you want to be there competing with them. So look at the last 30 days. Very important. Look at the last 3 months. And when you're looking at the last 3 months, I want you to look at the trend for each and every post. Is the keyword ranking better or poorer over time? Is it stagnant? Every keyword that is not having an upward trajectory, or it is not flatlining at the very top, then there is a problem, and that you have to work on those keywords. Because sometimes you want to go out there and try a new market, a new keyword, but it's easiest to work with what you're already ranking for. It's easier to move a keyword from position 5 to position 3 than it is to pick a new keyword and even bring it to top 10. So, and the difference between position 5 and position 3 is that sometimes you're going to get 20% more traffic. Sometimes not 20, sometimes it can even be 30% more traffic to your website. So look at those things so that you don't publish a new blog until the blogs that are there. You'd rather be left with 30 blogs on your website that are well done, that are bringing you good leads over time, than have 200 posts that are out there trying to win anything, but they are not. And that is the challenge that most people, especially in the service business, are doing. They will have hundreds of blogs. And sometimes you're going to ask them, well, what have you achieved with these 100 blogs? Or what do you want to achieve with these 50 blogs? With these 200 blogs? What do you want to achieve? And they're going to be giving you the same story, that you have to publish this content, you have to be consistent and all that. But sometimes what you want is the quality of the work that you put out there. And remember, if you have 200 pages, if you have 200 blogs, the time required to update all those blogs is more. So even if you can have 50 blogs that are well optimized, you only need to optimize one blog per week in a whole year. You're going to work on one blog every week. 1 week, one blog. One blog, 1 week. What about when you have 200? That means you need 4 to do 4 blogs every week. This is just updating your content. Just updating, ensuring that your content is up to date and it can compete. So think about it, especially when you're a service business that is not having a full-fledged content marketing team. You want to have the right balance of quantity versus quality. So when you're working with one blog every month, it means you can create good content around it. You can create a video. You can create before, during, and after videos of each and every project that you are working on, and then optimizing keywords along that journey. You can do a very comprehensive post within that week, and you can have images, you can have videos. If you need to demonstrate something, you're going to do that. If there is something you need to review along that, you can do that. And when you do that, you notice that this one blog is going to be bringing you 20 to 30 new leads in a month for quality work. For someone who looked at what you do, they liked what you're doing and how you're doing it, and they decided to talk to you. And those customers are very good because you notice that these customers are very profitable. These are not budget shoppers. These are shoppers who know what they want and they are ready to spend to get high quality service. And that is the customer that you want to work with, especially when you are offering any service, when you're offering services to residential and commercial customers, people who need your service so that they can be comfortable, or so that the people who depend on them can be comfortable. So when I say don't stop publishing more blog posts, that is exactly what I mean. If you have not gotten everything sorted out that you currently have, then don't bring in more. So start by asking yourself, is your content indexed? Is it ranking? If it is not, find a way to make sure that it does. If it needs to be, you need to add more content, different types of content, to make sure that this content is indexed and it is ranking. Then you need to do that. After indexing and ranking, then you ask yourself, why is this content not featuring in the top 10 after 6 months? So if it is not featuring anywhere there, then you ask yourself, where did I go wrong? Again, you're going to have this checklist. You're going to bring every other piece of content through this process until all your blogs, you have exhausted all your blogs. And along this journey, you're going to notice if there are gaps, you're going to notice them. If there is a keyword you ought to go out there and pursue, you're going to notice. And when you do that, you're going to ask to know whether you're going to use those keywords within the existing content or you're going to create new pieces of content. Because you only create new pieces of content if you can now target those keywords that you want to target with the existing content. Do not bring in more blog posts. You're going to increase your workload, you're going to spend more, and sometimes you're going to hurt your overall content marketing efforts. So if you like this video, subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. It will cost you very little, but it will mean a world of difference to me.